It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, six-time world champ, two-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always, and we ready to do this thing, man. Coming to you from ESPN 975-925. Hey, man, how you doing, man? First of all, how you feel?
Yeah, I feel good, Book. You know what I mean? I'm doing well. We had a great show on Saturday. I didn't rest Sunday at all. You know, I realized when you make the commitment of eternal bliss in matrimony, it also comes with eternal errands that are always needing to be ran.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what geographic location you got to travel to get them done. I was in Katy, I was in Memorial, I was in Jersey Village all in one day. You know what I mean? But you know what? I'm here. I'm here to talk about it. I'm here with you inside the Hall of Fame and all the people.
Yeah. Another one went down this weekend, reality wrestling. But before we get there, man, something happened while reality wrestling was going on, and that was the assassination attempt of one former President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And wow, man, the world that we're living in right now, for something like that, for a 20-year-old kid, seemed like a 20-year-old kid to be somewhere, you know, thinking about some girls, having some fun. But we're in a totally different era now where a kid just, you know, fresh out of high school, pick up a rifle and try to kill the president. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's nuts where we are today. And for me, I don't condone any violence or anything like that. Just want to get that out there. I don't want to see anybody get their life taken away from them, them lose their family lose them as well. It's just nuts where we are in this world today. And I just want to say, we need to figure this thing out. I don't think we are that far apart on our differences. I really don't. It seemed like, so long ago when we would sit down and talk about our problems and figure it out, whether we agree to disagree, we agree to disagree. And that's the thing right there. I think it's lost in this society. Everybody is so on one side or the other. And I don't know if that's the problem. Is that the problem? This two-tier system, this two-tier party system, as far as, you know, Democrats, Republicans. Why can't we all, you know, pretty much think on the same level for the people, for the American people, for the country, as far as, you know, just like, say, for instance, fixing the potholes in the street, fixing this electrical grid that we got here. Something as simple as global warming. We could agree to disagree on certain things, but damn it, you can't tell me it's not getting hotter in Houston. You can't tell me that. I grew up here. I've been here my whole life. And the thing is it just nature? Okay, yeah, I agree with that too. So we could agree on a lot of different things, but getting to the root of the problem, I think, is what needs to be done more than anything. We need to stop this fight, man. We really do.
Yeah, I was there at the show. I believe I may have been the one who came and said, "Hey, Book, you see what's going on
Yeah, you did.
right now with the former president?" And I, like you, condone zero violence. I don't condone any violence of any kind, especially that of a political one, because at the end of the day, politics isn't supposed to represent who we are as individuals. It's
Yeah,
supposed to represent ideas that we have to solve problems. And I agree with the current president of the United States, as well as everyone who said that we do this by at the ballot box. We don't do this with any other bullets or of any kind. We agree to disagree when we have to. We passionately give our arguments as to why we believe our idea is superior to the other ones. But at the end of the day, our guiding document, the Constitution, is called the Great Compromise, because not everybody gets what they want. I'm thankful that the former president is okay and in recovery, and hopefully we never see anything like this again. This is the first time in my lifetime, Book, that anything like this has happened. My folks have seen what happened to Kennedy, and of course the attempt on President Reagan. I've never seen anything like this, and the former president was a couple millimeters and moments away from something even more devastating occurring. The fallout of which I don't even know or could even begin to imagine. So, like you, I hope that we can all put our differences aside and let temperatures cool and realize, we're stronger than a political party. Anybody, right? We're more than a political party. We're a country that comes together, or we should be able to at any time. So, yeah, you know what? Like, let's not talk about politics, right, for a while. How about we talk about the things that bring us together and not the things that tear us apart? These sound cliche, but the reason we hear them so much is because they're so simple to do, right?
yeah, yeah.
Everybody watching the show right now probably has a different political opinion. They live in a different part of the country or the world, but we all come together because we like talking about pro wrestling and MMA and boxing, and that's what unites us. And I always tell people there's no locker room like a pro wrestling locker room, because nobody cares at all, like what your race, religion, political party,
Well, you know what? No one cares until they start talking about it. Till we start bringing it into the conversation. Me personally, I've had a lot of friends who I never knew their party affiliation or anything like that, and then later on in life you find out, and then you see certain things on social media and whatnot, and then you might say, "Man, I thought I knew that person." You really, I don't think you really never know a person, um, intimately, especially from that perspective. But when they open the door and start letting you in, you may have a different opinion. I've lost friends over this Republican Democrat thing, and that's sad, because me personally, I never bring you don't see any posts about politics on Twitter, Instagram, or anything like that, on YouTube, just because I've back in the day, normally when you went in the ballot box, it was a private thing. It was something between you and who you believe should be running the country. Now it's I got it's a lawn guy around here. His lawn service is called Trump Country Lawn Service. And I'm like, man, that ain't something I really need to know. I just need to know if you can cut my grass for $75.
Yeah.
And I think when people do that, it's almost like, just say, for instance, coming out. Me personally, I don't need to know your business. I really don't care. I mean, if you're gay or straight, I don't care. I really don't. I'm going to still sell you a ticket to come to Reality of Wrestling. And the ticket prices just went up. So no, man, it's one of those things.
They went up for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But me personally, like I say, losing friends over this politics, this political thing, man, it is so freaking stupid to wake up and go to bed thinking about politics. And the thing is, I don't know. You tell me when how was things different for you? Just say, for instance, between Trump and Obama and Trump. How was things different?
As far as
the way you lived, the way you walked out of the house, when you went to the.
It didn't change
It
who
didn't
I
ch-
was at all.
exactly. It didn't change a whole lot.
Mm-mm.
That's my point. And I think people are fighting for things that are not really going to change or impact their lives in a huge way. When it starts, I tell you what, I can tell you this. When Obama was in office, I was like, man, I'm spending a whole lot of money in taxes. I'm thinking about it. No, I'm serious. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when Trump came in, I think taxes got a little bit better, but that wasn't a make or break for me because, paying taxes is something I feel like we're supposed to do as Americans.
Sure.
And paying less taxes is something that makes me feel a whole lot better about my pocket. So, personally, either way, I was going to do the right thing. You know what I mean?
Right,
I was going to
right.
feel good. I was going to do the right thing. Either way. But I just think here in this country in 2024, man, I just wish it wasn't so politically driven to where when you walk out of your house, that's what people are thinking about, politics. I just can't wait till this race is over. I can't wait to finally, get a president so we can stop thinking and stop talking about politics and just let them go out there, let the president go out there and do his job or whoever it may be.
And again, we're thankful that the former president is okay, and we do not condone any kind of political violence on the show. And I'm done talking about politics too and tribalism. I'm sick of it, like you are. So that leads me to my next point: WWE versus AEW. The war is on. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of AEW, we got to take a break here in about 30 seconds. But speaking of AEW, some news just came out. Ric Flair has parted ways with AEW, and now Woo Energy can move on to So, have you ever tried the Woo Energy?
I don't even know where to find it.
You can find it at AEW. You got to go to one of the shows to get it. Well, not anymore. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Just talking about Ric Flair. Ric Flair has parted ways with AEW, no longer a sponsor with Woo Energy. What do you think about that? What do you think? The thing is, Ric Flair hadn't been seen since what, October?
I think since the Sting retirement, right?
Yeah,
Was that in October?
I think that was back in October. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is let's see, Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, busted. He was on Busted Open. Talked about his current status. Yeah. So this is what he said. You want me to read his quote about this? If that's fine. I gave them the finish to that match. I think he's talking about Sting. They looked at me like I had 7 different things. I don't know what I didn't. I don't think Tony knew that I was on blood thinners. I've been doing all that S for years. I've been blood clot since 2012. Okay, I'm trying to find out where he says this. What I want to do, I want to. I jump on Sting, boom, boom. He's talking about the finish to the match. Okay, this was just the finish to the match, not a why. Where's his AEW status? Well, to me though, book, forget all that. For me, when we're talking about, what do I think about Ric Flair, parting ways with AEW? I mean, to me, it only really made sense for the Sting part. It made sense, like, if you're gonna have Sting's last two Raw, if Rick can be involved in it because Rick was so instrumental in the development of Sting as a main event star, that made a lot of sense. After Sting leaves, like, what do you do with Rick? I mean, Rick has
He's a
managed
legend.
people.
He's a legend.
I know, but what do you do with him on a week-to-week basis? There's not a lot. I mean, there's not a lot to do with Rick, and I don't see them putting him with, like, who's he gonna manage? Who do you put him with? I don't see anybody that just stands
Wait a
out
minute.
as.
You don't think it's a role for Ric Flair on the show?
I think there's a role for Ric Flair on a professional wrestling show.
Yeah,
Do I think there's a role for Ric Flair on the AEW show? I don't see one. I don't see one.
You don't see like GM or anything like that.
I don't know. Do that? I mean, that's Tony's job. He's
Well,
got that role in the Young
that
Bucks.
job to somebody else.
I
Just
mean,
like
look,
relegate.
and would Rick want to do that? Would Rick want to be on TV week to week doing a GM role? I don't know if he would want to do that. I think Rick's enjoying his life right now, being the nature boy, doing what the nature boy does.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I feel like it's a part. It's a part to play for Ric Flair on AEW. What is that part that Ric Flair can play? My thing is this. I'm sure there's a lot of young talent around there that could benefit from Ric Flair. But the thing is, do the young talent in AEW look to Ric Flair for to want advice from? I really feel like those guys are so far past the way of Ric Flair and the way he went out and operated from a in-ring perspective, as well as out of ring perspective. Because just say, for instance, the promos aren't the same. We're not yelling and screaming like Ric Flair would do back in the day, whatnot. But I just feel like from an ambassador standpoint, it's definitely a role for Ric Flair to play. I mean, being able to go out and bring in more eyes. I'm sure people gonna know who Ric Flair is. And look here, not dissing anybody on that show. I don't even want anybody to think that or quote that for me or anything like that. I'm looking down on anybody on that show. But you could agree to disagree with me on this. I think Ric Flair's name is bigger than everybody's on that show.
Well, I mean, he's Ric Flair. Yeah.
You agree with me on that?
It's hard to be bigger than Ric Flair.
Exactly my point. So I think it's some value in Ric Flair being on that show. I don't know what, but there's another caveat as far as I don't know how much money they was paying Ric Flair. I know at one point they said the Woo Energy pretty much paid for Ric Flair's appearances on AEW. So I don't know how that worked. I don't know how Ric Flair was paying them and they were paying him at the same time. Can you figure that one out?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the deal exactly was, but it seems like they have parted ways with a few different people, including Ric Flair and CJ Perry, better known as Lana.
I just read a rumor. I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but I just read something that CJ Perry may be heading back to WWE as Bobby Lashley's new manager.
Let's do it. Let's reunite them.
I was just reading that literally before we went on the air, and I was like, "Wow, okay, that might be something. That might be something to reignite Bobby right back into the fold of things that's going on with WWE. Hurt Business doesn't seem to be working out the way I'm sure they would have liked it for it to work out. But Lana coming back, man, that would be a huge get. Who else from AEW?
Well, no, I mean that's what I was talking about. Lana and Ric Flair.
Oh, okay.
And it seems like the Von Erichs are on their way back in. But
I saw Ricky Starks may be heading to NXT as well.
Where'd you hear that?
I was reading something about that. Ricky Starks he's had a hiatus away from television, AEW television, and people thinking that that he may show up in WWE. I was reading that, and Ricky Starks is one of those guys that he's got ties. He's got ties. He was actually at one of the shows with CM Punk, back I guess late last year. I think.
Well, I know he's close to Cody as
Close
well.
to Cody. That's what it was. That's what it was. Cody. Do someone like Ricky Starks fit in
To WWE, to NXT?
Yeah.
I think you can find a spot for Ricky Starks.
I think he fits in perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. I think he's got that look. He's got the swagger. His name has gotten there before he did. So that right there is saying a whole lot about Ricky Starks. The guy believes in himself. That's one thing I could say. Almost like Ethan Page. Ricky Starks, this kid, he has something. I don't know what it is. People are always comparing him to The Rock. Me personally, I don't see that. I don't see that either. I don't see that. But his promo style, his dress, perhaps his, maybe the look. I don't know. But people do compare him a lot to The Rock.
I mean, that's a great compliment for him, and I'm sure that he takes it. I don't necessarily see that, but that's also not an indictment on him. I think Ricky Starks would fit into an NXT system, and that would be, I think, a blow to the AEW roster, just from the sense of he was one of those guys who he wasn't one of the pillars, but he was in the conversation as one of those young talents that AEW could consider a homegrown talent in some respect, that he could jump over to WWE. That would kind of be along the lines of a, Cody Rhodes, not to the extent, but a Cody Rhodes leaving or a Jay Cargill leaving, somebody who they put in a lot of investment on television to jump over to the WWE.
I could be wrong, but at one point it seemed like they were getting ready to put the rocket on Ricky Starks.
It felt
like
that way.
It seemed like they were getting ready to put the title on him. I could be wrong, but for some reason things cooled off with Ricky. But I do feel like the kid, he has something. Me personally, I don't know what that is just yet, but it's just like Ethan Page. I said the same thing about Ethan Page, and the kid has something. Let's see exactly what it is. And Ethan Page, definitely, he's definitely paid off thus far in NXT. And I would love to see somebody like Ricky Starks not make that jump or anything like that. But if he did show up in NXT, I think he'd be a great addition.
Yeah, if his contract runs up in AEW and he chooses not to renew, and there's an offer in NXT, I think he'd be silly to not take it. Because again, you're right. He was being positioned at one point as a major guy because he had a feud with CM Punk on Collision, and I think that they were battling for the world title with Ricky Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat was in the mix somewhere, like as a referee. You don't use all that firepower on a guy if you don't have long-term plans for him. So something fell through. I don't know if it was CM Punk's dismissal threw that storyline off. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I think that Ricky Starks, he could definitely fit in that Ethan Page thing, which really brings up another point. And this is a point that would get headlines, and I don't know if how deep you want to go into it, but when I think about like AEW and the stars that they have created, I don't know if there are any. Right? I mean, who's the star they have created? There are a lot of stars on the roster. Don't get me wrong. They have star power. But there are people who came in as stars. I mean, I'm not even saying from WWE.
I would say they created Darby Allin. Because Darby was an indie guy. He was a straight up indie guy before he came to.
I'll give you that one.
No one knew Darby Allin. And I think Tony Khan going out on a limb and giving this kid a shot and putting him in a highlight position. I feel like AEW, I wouldn't say created, but they gave that kid the rub to become a star.
And somebody in the chat just threw in Britt Baker. I agree with that one too.
Britt Baker as well.
But out of those two, I mean, MJF was kind of established in MLW, but I guess you could throw him in the AEW bucket.
You got to throw him in there as well.
That's
because MLW is a feeder system that's trying to get guys to the next level, just like, reality of wrestling. I would not call, Roxanne Perez a star before she got to, WWE. I wouldn't call the Usos stars before they got to WWE, even though people may have known who they were.
Okay, well, we can follow more up on that. I know we're coming up against a break.
Yeah, man. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. You know, the most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book. And let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long-lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, rondos, and even those stinky crevices. We all got his aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Just talking a little AEW. I was reading something else earlier, or AEW, the former owner of RH is not too happy.
Oh, yeah?
With the direction of RH since Tony Khan has taken over that brand. And because it's almost went into obscurity. No one really knows about ROH anymore, pretty much other than the people that work there.
Well, they know about because they're getting a paycheck.
One thing that was said was that a lot of guys, Tony Khan may be supplying a lot of money to a lot of guys giving out big paychecks, but as far as ROH and that brand, it's kind of like going into obscurity. What do you think about ROH?
I don't think about ROH. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even trying to be mean. I don't think about it.
But should that still be a brand after the purchase? After the creation of AEW?
It's a great question. To me, Ring of Honor selling to AEW, I didn't really understand the net benefit to the AEW brand. I mean, maybe you can get a couple of their stars who were under contract at the time. I don't know. I can't recall back to then of who that might have been. But, you buy the tape library, which is great. If only you had like a streaming service you could put it on. With WWE or even, TNA to an extent. TNA has a streaming service, a little app, but they've got 20 years of footage that they can go to. If AEW wanted to do something like that, where they say, hey, look, here's the AEW streaming app, and you can get all the Ring of Honor footage for $5 a month or whatever it might be, you would have a bit of a market there. But in lieu of that, what were you buying? You were buying debt, being the contracts, and some IP that honestly isn't worth as much as your current IP. Like, to me, AEW, the brand, is probably worth more and has made more money, one would have to imagine, than Ring of Honor has. I mean, Ring of Honor never had a national television deal like AEW did, and AEW's attracted huge free agents, and Ring of Honor is more so people on the come up is when Ring of Honor would get them, not at the peak of their powers. So I didn't really understand buying it. If anything, like if WWE wanted to buy it, totally get it. We got a network. We got content. We got a huge YouTube channel, one of the biggest sports brands in the entire world. We can use it. We have a lot of our iconic stars who came through Ring of Honor who are now under our banner, I'd understand that a little bit more.
I was just going to say that as well. I mean, if they were using it, if they were going to use it as a feeder system,
Yeah.
as a developmental group, I thought that would have been great. But having a developmental group all over the place and doing shows, that right there for me is not something that's going to work more than anything. The other thing with AEW, it seems like they've hired everybody, so there's no independent guys out there anymore to actually fill a roster for AEW. Me personally, I don't think you're going to have guys on. Excuse me, on Ring of Honor. I don't think guys on Ring of Honor are going to be there to become stars just because nobody see them, nobody know what they are. You talk about the stars that Ring of Honor did create. Those guys' names got there well before they did. All of them, and so many of those guys became not just stars, became big stars. So ROH was more of a competition based company, more of a feeder system, and I don't think you could have pretty much made it a feeder system, almost like trying to turn the clock back. I don't think you could have did that with the guys and right now, like I say, in AEW, in Ring of Honor, Shane Taylor, Athena, who else works there?
I really would have to look it up because it's not on television, so it's hard for me to tell you. Let's see, Ring of Honor.
Who's the Ring of Honor World Champion?
That's a great question. It's Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe.
See, I would have never known that. I wouldn't have never known that in a million years. I don't know if it's how many subscribers they got on YouTube. I mean, do they have a YouTube? Is ROH on YouTube? Where is it? Was it shown?
I think. Hold on, let me look. They have I mean it's actually a pretty healthy YouTube channel. 815,000 subscribers.
815,000.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's a healthy number because Reality of Wrestling right now is holding at 780,000, but we've been in existence nowhere near as long as ROH, and that right there that tells me a whole lot. That tells me a whole lot. It tells me a lot of people was watching ROH at one time. That's what that tells me.
Sure.
It tells me that I don't know, the previous owner was pushing that company, such as we are pushing Reality of Wrestling to a point to where we are creating the stars of the future. And I think that's what ROH was. I wouldn't necessarily say that they were known for, but at the end of the day, that's what ROH is known for, the guys that they created. Am I right or wrong on that?
You're absolutely right. And just if I could lightly flex a little bit.
I'm just
I just want to say that I mean we essentially have the exact same amount of total views as Ring of Honor does on their channel as we do, 220 plus million, just to throw that out there.
And we only been around, but no, that
we actually joined YouTube 6 years after
that proves my point. That proves my point perfectly, because like I say, at one point, a lot of people was watching ROH, which right now, a lot of people are watching Reality of Wrestling for that same reason, that they know they're going to have a chance to see the stars before they become the future superstars. I think that's what the hook is about Reality of Wrestling. You are going to see guys before they actually make it to the next level. The Brian Keats of the world. I mean, come on. To be able to see Brian Keats start, and the thing is, which brings me back to ROH in the sale. The library, I think, was worth something. Buying the library, it was definitely worth something, and I think having that was I would have thought would be what Tony Khan would have used buying ROH for more than anything, because there's a lot of footage there of guys that has been created, but a lot of those guys are in WWE.
A lot, yeah. I mean, when you think about the names that stick out to me from Ring of Honor, Samoa Joe's in AEW, but you think about CM Punk, you think about Bryan Danielson, who's now in AEW. You think of Tyler Black, who's now the Seth Rollins as we know him. There's a lot of people who've come through Ring of Honor over the years, and you have some great footage there. That's what I'm saying. If, like, as a wrestling fan, if AEW came out with an app that said, hey, here's all AEW footage and here's all the Ring of Honor footage over the last 20 plus years, and it's $3.99 a month. I'd subscribe to it. Hey, that'd be cool. Let me go see an old Bryan Danielson CM Punk match from 2007 or whatever it was, 2003. Okay,
Match
cool.
one.
Let's
Match one.
throw it on. Let's throw it on. I want to see it. Those things are cool. But as far as what they're doing with it now, I don't keep up with Ring of Honor because I don't know how to watch it. Is it just on YouTube? I don't know.
I don't know.
The thing is, I don't know.
I used to be on the road all the time, and it would be late night, of course, in whatever city, and ROH will pop up. I will watch. ROH actually used to come on here in Houston. Yeah, it came on here in Houston, and I used to, catch it every now and then. It had a certain feel to it as well. I think the ROH now is totally different from what ROH was once upon a time. I think MLW kind of like has captured that role now of Ring of Honor. I mean, you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I agree with you. At a moment, it was Evolve, and then Evolve kind of went away, and I think Ring of Honor is definitely. I mean, excuse me, MLW is the Ring of Honor of yesterday.
Yeah. But none of them can touch reality of wrestling. I just want.
Hell of a show this last weekend, Revolution Rising. If you weren't there to see it in person, you missed it.
Man, we got to talk about it. That big main event with Oro Menza. I want to thank Oro. Menza from Metaphor, man. Can't wait to boy Noam Dar get back in the mix because I got to get Noam Dar down to reality wrestling because you're talking about the ace in the hole. Noam Dar, man, that boy is bad. We got to get him down there. But I want to thank Oro Menza for stepping into reality of wrestling for the first time, and he went out and did a hell of a job taking on my man, the champion, reality of wrestling, heavyweight champion, Edge Stone, and the stone don't crumble. I just want everybody. I wasn't saying that 6 months ago.
Your tune has changed.
But, I like this kid. This kid's got a hell of a future. He's got a hell of a body. He's got a hell of a look. Let's put the rocket on it. Send him straight to the moon, man. We got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, Book.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Gee, guarantee. Oh, yes. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Just talking a little reality of wrestling went down this Saturday night. And I must say, seventh standing room only show in a row. I want to thank everybody that comes out and support reality wrestling on a monthly basis. And then, like Brad was talking earlier, it's cliche, but if it wasn't for you guys, there would be no reality of wrestling. Got a big show going down August 10th Summer of Champions 10. And man, what a show. Teddy Long. Teddy Long will be special guest general manager in the house, as well as the Boogeyman will be doing a special guest autograph appearance. And I hope being a Boogeyman don't have a run in. It might happen. It might happen. You better show up August 10th, Saturday, August 10th to check it out. As well as from OVW. I don't know if you guys ever seen the show on Netflix called The Wrestler. Hollywood Haley J is going to be stepping inside the Reality of Wrestling for the first time, the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena for the first time. And I'm so looking forward to August 10th. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, 10 times that we've done this Summer of Champions. And it's getting bigger and bigger. So big to where we're doing more construction this week in the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. We got to get in more people. We got to add more seats. So guys, if you're anywhere in the surrounding area, 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway, the Walker, just Google it. The Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. Just Google it. And boom, you definitely have the experience of a lifetime. Some guys, I want to thank some of the fans this week, man. They drove from all over to get the Reality of Wrestling. I was talking to some kids that came from Louisiana, all the way from Louisiana, just to come to hang out and support their boy Zilla Fatu. Zilla Fatu, big shout out to Zilla because he showed up and showed out on Saturday night. If you guys want to see the stars before they become superstars, you better head to Reality of Wrestling August 10th because it's going down. I can't wait.
Yeah, and tickets are we put them officially on sale, I believe, yesterday afternoon, and they're already almost sold out of what we have on the floor so far. So definitely go ahead, go try to get it, man. Try to get it. Summer Champions is always so great. Last year, we set an all-time attendance record for Reality of Wrestling, in the Humble Civic Center. This year, we're going to be emanating from the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. You don't want to miss out. You do not want to get shut out, because there's a lot of matches that I know they're going to be announced this week. So be tuned to the Reality Wrestling social channel so you can start seeing the matches that you say. We're almost sold out. We haven't even announced one match. You know what I mean? But we're about to announce the matches, and that'll sell out the remaining of the tickets, because you don't want to miss out on, talking about Zilla Fatu, the 1-year anniversary of his debut will be next month at Summer of Champions 10.
Wow. That's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So it's his 1 year. It's his birthday. It's his wrestling birthday next month at Summer Champions. It's the 10th iteration.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome, guys. Like I say, it's going to be a big show, and I don't know if, like I say, I know. We just assume everybody got have subscribed to the Reality of Wrestling YouTube channel, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the Reality of Wrestling YouTube channel, open your phones, man. Open your phones right now and subscribe to Reality of Wrestling /YouTube because we're trying to get to 1 million. We're at 780,000 subscribers right now. We're trying to pass RH. We're trying to move to that next level to become our own enterprise here at Reality of Wrestling, where we can do our own pay-per-views, where you guys can be a part of it on a monthly basis, and we can really take Reality of Wrestling to the next level. We cannot take Reality of Wrestling to the next level without you guys. I just got to put it out there. We can't do it. So please support Reality of Wrestling.
Do it now. Of course.
I do it for you.
We would do it for you.
I do it, man. In a heartbeat.
I wanted to ask you something. You talk about anniversaries and stuff. We're in the month of July, and there's two specific things that happen in your career in the month of July. One we've talked about recently on the show, which is the anniversary just passed last week of your first world title 24 years ago. It just happened last week, I believe, on the 8th of July. And coming up on the end of this month, I believe next Tuesday, if my math is right, will be the 18th year anniversary of you winning your 6th world title at the Great American Bash against Rey Mysterio as King Booker. So July has always been great in the world of Booker T. What pops in your head when I bring that up as far as those two anniversaries?
Nothing really, man. It's just because I never really wrestled for the championships and stuff like that. It just happened to happen, just because I was better than them suckers, man. That's the only reason. But no, man, it's a great milestone. It's a great achievement to have won the world title, which means you are representing the company. That's what I always thought that meant. I never thought anything more than the world title, other than, man, you represent the company right now, and you got to do it. You got to do it well. And so for me, going from the first one to the last one, what a ride, man! What a hell of a ride! What a hell of a career! What a hell of a career! I never really sit back and think about it, my career or anything like that, and all the the accomplishments, the accolades, and stuff like that. I was asked a question today earlier, and he said, was it talent or hard work? And I said it was hard work, because there was so many guys so much more talented than I was. I really feel that way. Was I talented? Yeah, I had some talent. Yeah, I must confess. But as far as the preparation is the only luck, I really believe that. Because I wasn't the smartest guy in the room, and I had to act like I was the smartest guy in the room a lot of times. I had to look like I was the smartest guy in the room, so I might put my glasses on. You never know. So I'm serious, So for me, the person who asked me that was Jim McInville, Mattress Mac, and I'm sure people have asked him that same question. With it, and I'm sure he said the latter, the hard work.
It's hard work.
The hard work, because I tell you, the first time I went in, gallery furniture, the first person I saw was him. And then when I just went back just a few weeks ago, when I walked through that door, more than 25 years later, first person I saw was him. That's hard work. Man, hard work pays off. They say the harder you work, the luckier you get. I believe in that.
I believe in that wholeheartedly, and it's funny to think about, though, both those world title wins coming in July. But I had this question regarding the Great American Bash, because I know that's one of your favorite matches.
7-1 at the Great American Bash. 7-1.
71.
7-1.
Oh, 7-1. That's your record. That's a Great American Bash.
Yeah.
Oh, I love. You don't know stats about yourself. How'd you pull that out of nowhere?
That's the only one I remember.
7-1 at the Great American Bash. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. When did you find out during that run that you were going to win the world title?
Which one? The first run or the last?
No. The last one with King Booker at the Great American Bash.
Oh, I found out. I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, a month prior. I remember going in the office and Vince telling me I was going to become the world champion. And, I was like, "Wow, you're kidding me, right?" It took me this long to get my belt back. Damn it. But no, I was happy, man. I was happy. I knew I was going to be working Ray, for the title as well. So I was like, man, that's a marquee match. I can go out and really, really do some really great stuff with Ray. And then the finish, of course, was what it was with Chavo. But nah, man, I found out, a few weeks, and it just was a testament. It was a testament to how much good work and that Charmel and I did, man. Good work and goodwill that we had put in over those months leading up to winning the world title, man. It was a hell of a run. Did I think I was positioning myself to win the heavyweight championship again? Really wasn't thinking about it. I really wasn't thinking about it at all. But for them to think, hey, this is the time to put the world title on book, it was perfect timing for me. I really appreciated becoming the first heavyweight champion as king.
Well, and that was what I was going to ask, is what a juxtaposition. You won your first and last, world title, that big gold belt, in the same month, just a few years separating each other. And also, though, what a tale of two wins. One, you find out maybe earlier in the week, but probably really legitimately 10 minutes before or so. And the other one, you find out a month ahead of time. Like, what a difference. You know what I mean? You walked into the building knowing exactly what was going to happen.
Oh, it was a great.
Like, hey, Book, bring a suit.
You might be winning.
suit.
Oh man, it was great, man. It was a great moment, as well as to have my queen at my side.
Yeah.
That was the best part. Hey guys, you're in the Hall of Fame. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back. Be back. You got me all choked up now. We'll be back in a minute. Hey y'all, Booker T here alongside with my main man Brad Gilmore, and today we're talking about something that could really change the game when it comes to how you get paid.
That's right, Booker, because let's face it, life doesn't just happen every 2 weeks. So why wait for a payday? With EarnIn, the money you've earned already can be in your hands today.
EarnIn is this incredible app that lets you access your pay as you earn it. We're talking about up to $100 per day and up to $750 each pay period.
All you got to do is download the EarnIn app, verify your paycheck, and boom, you can access up to $100 a day as you work. And the cool part, you just leave an optional tip, and any money you access plus the tip gets repaid when your next paycheck rolls in.
You know, Brad, I'm always talking about staying ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Imagine having that extra cash for that surprise date night, or maybe when you have to take the furry little friend to the vet unexpectedly. You know.
Absolutely, Booker. Or even those times when you need to grab a last minute gift, or maybe you're a little short on rent, or hey, even you might want to pick up some new gear for yourself or your kids or your lady.
Folks, make EarnIn part of your financial playbook. Join over 3.5 million customers who are finding financial stability and peace of mind thanks to EarnIn.
So don't wait around for a payday. Get your money when you need it and take control of your finances. Download EarnIn today and experience what it's like to access pay on your terms.
Get started with EarnIn now and join the millions who are getting their pay their way. It's time to EarnIn, not just earn. Check it out, man. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Before we move on, Richard Simmons passed away yesterday.
Oh, man.
Fitness guru for many, many years. Saved so many people's lives. Dallas Page before Dallas Page. Just want to say send my condolences to Richard Simmons and his family.
I know Richard Simmons died. Dr. Ruth Westheimer died, and Sharon Doherty.
Yeah, I saw that
from
too.
Charmed.
I got a chance to work with her on Charms, and as soon as I saw that, man, 53?
I believe 53. Yeah,
3 years old, man, and I don't know what the circumstances were or anything like that.
She had, I believe it was breast cancer.
God bless her, man. God bless her. But I was talking about my queen on Sharmell and King Booker, my final run. I say that because, I got choked up a little bit because I really don't believe I would have had a 6 run without Sharmell. I really don't. I think I was coming to the end of my time in the business. I think Sharmell put like another 5-6 years on my career. She really did. I wasn't the best wrestler when I was King Booker. I wasn't I wasn't literally 100% when I was King Booker, but I was still smart. I could act like it. It was kind of like me when I was a breakdancer back in the day. I could still act like I was still the guy. But Sharmell definitely added so much more to my career. I think 5 was it. 6 just happened. And it's all due to my lovely Queen Sharmell.
Yeah, I mean that run with you and Sharmell. I've told you this story before on the show, and I've told it to you. But I remember the first show I ever saw was at the Toyota Center, and it was the main event was you and Ray for the world title. And I'm assuming, because I was out of school, so I'm assuming this was on the build to Great American Bash, because you weren't the champion yet. Ray was still the champion. So I'm assuming this was during that program that we're talking about. And I remember wanting to kill Sharmell so much for saying all hail King Booker over and over and over. Your entrance was longer than the match. You know what I mean? And I wanted to kill so bad. And I remember just how great. And then somebody showed me I can't remember where I saw it recently, the promo of you and Cena, where he wants your queen for the night.
Yeah.
That one. And it was hilarious how you pulled it. He's like, "What's wrong with you, man? That's your queen. What are you talking about?" It was funny, man. A lot of great segments. A lot of great segments as the king.
So much fun. I swear, man, the boogeyman.
The boogeyman, of course.
Charmel having to run out was so crazy. I mean, Charmel and I having to wrestle the boogeyman at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
Go on, man. You know, so for me, that run was definitely all inspired by Charmel, and it wouldn't have never happened. I don't think I would have ever became 6-time world champion if it wasn't for Charmel. My time was up. It was like John Cena. You know, my time was up at that time, you know. So I'm just I'm fortunate. I'm very, very
speaking of Cena, Cena's coming up on his retirement tour.
Yep.
Of course. We were talking about it last week. And I know we have super chats to get to, and we'll get to them, but I gotta share this video because it was hilarious. So there was a big, I don't know if there's a royal wedding of some kind in India over the weekend, and a bunch of celebrities were in India for this wedding. And John Cena, you know, the Kim Kardashian was there, Khloe Kardashian. John Cena was one of the invited in India. John Cena was one of the invited guests. I believe it took place in Mumbai.
Wow.
I've only seen stuff on social, but I saw this video of John. I guess it's at the wedding reception. And John Cena looks like he's having the time of his life at this Indian wedding. I got to share this video. So there you see John right there, right? This is John Cena at the Ambani wedding. And look at him going off. Is this where he's dancing? There's a place where he starts to, let me find the one where he starts to dance. John Cena goes full John Cena mode. If I can find it, give me a second. Where he's looking like he's having the time of his life.
It's just
time of his life.
He's having the time of his life right there.
Oh, no. Once I find the one I'm looking for, you're going to be like, what in the world? Because you've been to India before. Didn't you get hospitalized in India? Didn't that happen?
For like 7 days after I got home. Yeah.
What, you just ate something bad over there?
I think I was so happy. Oh, go ahead.
Well, hold on. I'm still looking for it, but go ahead. Finish the story.
I was so happy to have gotten through the tour. You know, I had taken showers, you know, without getting any water in my mouth. I'm closing my eyes, you know, and everything, you know, taking, making sure when I brush my teeth, you know, it's all bottled water. And it was the final day. I think it was the final day. I was so happy that we had gotten through the tour. I had a Jack and Coke. And I had a Jack and Coke. And they put 2 ice cubes in it. That's what it was, I think. 2 ice cubes.
Did it.
2 ice cubes. Literally, it was the worst trip I've ever taken. Seriously.
Well, hopefully John skipped the Jack and Coke, you know, or else it was taken care of. But check out John living his best life. Look at him.
Doing my stuff.
Look at him. Look at John. Look at John. John was going off, man. He was having the time of his life. Look at him.
Oh man, this is crazy, man. No, what's crazy was it was the best trip, one of the coolest trips I had ever went on. I mean, it was a bad trip coming back, flying home because I was sick. But I got a chance to play golf in Mumbai.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was so freaking awesome. We stayed in a 5-star hotel. The show was great. The fans were great. It just, you know, like I say, that trip home, that long trip home, I was sick. I was up the whole time, and I was admitted straight to the hospital, and I was in the hospital for a week, totally dehydrated. William Regal even got it worse than I did. But other than that, it was a great trip.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently this wedding out there in Mumbai cost $600 million.
I don't know what the hell they thinking. They can donate some of that money. They need to donate to hell. They got the bro. One thing about India,
they got money.
The have and the have-nots.
They have and the have.
That's what was so striking about India for me. We talk about how things are here in the United States sometimes, but you go to a place like India, it's an eye-opening experience. It really is. I remember landing in Mumbai, right? And the airport, of course, it looks nothing like the airports here in the United States. It was almost like it wasn't used other than when people like WWE land and people like WWE take off.
Yeah.
But then I remember being in the bus heading to the hotel, and it was dark. It was dark, but it was still light outside from the moonlight and the street lights or whatever. I'm not sure, but it was a haze. It was a haze all the way from the airport to the city, where it would look like dust. And we realized, well, it looked like smoke, and we realized it was dust from the streets going up in the air. And then we got a little bit further, and people were like tent city along the streets, all the way to the hotel. Tent city, man, tent city. People living right here on the street.
Wow.
And we get to the hotel in the middle of tent city. Mind you, 5-star hotel that looks like a palace, right in the middle of it, gated. And I go, wow, you know what I mean? This is real. This is real as it possibly could be. And I remember coming outside and on the balcony of my hotel room, and you can still see the people. Tent city. Wow. You can see the people going to the bush to use the bathroom.
Oh man.
And you're living in a 5-star hotel, a rock throw away, with some of the best food you ever had, best drink. It was an eye-opening experience. It really let me know how much, how fortunate we really are in America.
Oh man, that's a crazy story. Did you at this hotel, did you like go do any shopping? Did you buy any new fits over there? Because I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. I'd love to get this fit off that John Cena has. I mean, this is a sweet little fit. You know what I mean?
That's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah,
that's a sweet little look he's got going. You know what I mean?
No, man. I didn't do no shopping. I didn't do nothing. I went to catering and back to the stadium and back. Let me get up. That's the way I'm serious. No, it wasn't a whole lot of that at all for me.
That's a dope fit. I'd like to try to see if
go back to that picture again, right there, though.
Yeah.
Is that recent?
This is over the weekend.
John Cena get a hair transplant?
Look. It's from the front, bro. It's not from the back. Let that man live. It's in India, not Turkey.
I was just wondering. We got to take a break, man. In the Hall of Fame, we'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. No, we got some super chatters ready to get inside. Do you got something else, Brad, you want to talk about here real quick?
Yeah. I wanted to actually get your opinion on something currently on WWE television.
Good.
What do you think about the storyline going on right now between one young Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan? I know you've been seeing this. I know you're all NXT, but I know you've been peeping game
Oh,
on
yeah.
what's been happening on the main roster. What do you think of this love triangle that's been going down?
It just it's wrestling is something that's been a part of wrestling forever. You know, and I think storylines like that is the fabric of the business. I think when we get away from the storylines like that in wrestling, just like say for instance a wedding, and what normally happens at the wedding, you know,
Chaos.
chaos normally happens. Contract signing, you know, some, something always happens.
Yeah.
And now with something like this, it's wrestling, and I think when you look at wrestling not in this context, you're looking at it the wrong way. I feel like you need to go to an MMA event or a boxing event if you just want to see the guys come out and fight. I think wrestling, when it loses its appeal to go out and make fans, feel a certain way because that might be a situation that they've been in before, a love triangle, whatnot. We're going to lose our fans in professional wrestling. So for me, I love the angle. Mommy being away, for a while, and then somebody else, slipping in the DMs. Whatnot, they sliding in the DMs.
Sliding.
You know what I'm saying? So
you don't slip in it. This is purposeful.
That's
Purposefully slide.
That's what it is. So for me, it's good TV. It's good TV. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know how people around the world feel about it. But for me, if they are wrestling fans, true wrestling fans, they're going to buy into it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this. I love the storyline. I mean, I'm with you. I think this is when I think of, like, people asked me the other day, like, what's a storyline you remember when you were first watching wrestling? I was like, Triple H, Test, Stephanie McMahon. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Because Stephanie was going to marry Test, and then Triple H, whatever happens, they get married in Vegas. I remember the storyline. And to me, this is almost remnant of that, but not exactly. And what I love about these storylines is they can cause conversations. Hey, who do you think's more right? Do you think, would you go with Liv? Would you go with Mommy? What's Mommy going to do when she comes back? What's she going to do to Liv? What's she going to do to Dominic? Is Dominic innocent in this, or is he giving in? What would you do if you were Dominic? Like, it creates these conversations online and with, people who are watching the show that I think is fun. You know what I mean? I think it's great. And again, this is all also centered around the women's world title, which helps elevate the visibility of that as well.
I can tell you this. We've been doing this, for quite some time at Reality of Wrestling, trying to figure it out. And we've, just like that blueprint I was talking about just a second ago, as far as guys and girls coming out and just wrestling. We've been doing that blueprint for a long time, but I think since you and I really started thinking about the show from a show perspective, I don't think we would have came up to the point to where we've had 7 sellout standing room only shows. I think the interplay as far as, the script, as far as the vignettes, the promo segs in between the matches gives our fans something totally different now to come and be a part of. It's almost like coming to Reality of Wrestling and not just watching wrestling, but watching a sitcom or, a 2-hour movie. And you leave going, man, I cannot wait to see that again, because it has so much more to do with than just the wrestling. And I think that's what's happening with Reality of Wrestling right now. So you can give yourself a pat on the back, man, because the stuff has been really tight. And I think the fans feel it. And I know I feel it just sitting there watching the show.
Well, it's a team effort, and I appreciate that. But you know what? To me, this is the thing. I love when because people, when they talk about reality wrestling, they don't say, hey, how were the matches this weekend? Right? They say, hey, how was the show?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because that's what it is. It's a show. It's a 100% a show. And I think that what WWE's doing, especially with those angles, it makes it a show. We do have some super chats to get to, Booker, as we get to our final couple segments of the day. First off, we have a brand new channel member, David Lawrence. David Lawrence has now joined the fray of the 780,000+ of you. So we appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you, David.
What happened to my little privates?
I was just, oh, here we go.
You don't mess with my little privates, man.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I thought I hit the right button. I hit the wrong button. And then Shayla just said, she's throwing in a buck.
Oh, appreciate you, Shay.
So the first one, though, comes from Cali Toenail.
Yeah.
And if you find the tenderoni that is right for you.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby, man. Bobby was bad. Cali Toenail says SummerSlam is starting to feel like the turncoat event of the year. When Nia Jax wins, I think it's Tiffy time, and Randy looks like he's got a hot RKO for Cody. Yeah, there are some storylines brewing on this SummerSlam build. Of course, Tiffany Stratton won that Money in the Bank briefcase. We're going to see Bayley versus Nia Jax at SummerSlam after Nia Jax became the queen of the ring.
Yeah.
They've been having some promo battles back and forth. She called Bayley BBL Bayley.
BBL.
That's what she said. She said, you turned to BBL Bayley. You know what I mean? That's what she said. I'm just repeating what's on television. But do you think we're going to see some turns at SummerSlam?
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, we're going to see some action. I can't wait for SummerSlam. We got a big show set up for SummerSlam as well. So make sure you guys tune in on ESPN Radio. But of course, Tiffany Stratton. Let's give Tiffany Stratton her props, man. She's going to be a champion in the company very, very soon. I know she tried to cash in the briefcase over the weekend, but I don't think that took away from. I don't think she something happened, so she still got a chance to cash it in. But Tiffany Stratton is definitely a star. Randy Orton, what an Iron Man! What an Iron Man! Randy got in over 20 years in this business, and he's still going strong. That's what's cool about Randy. And last time I saw him down at the PC, I saw him and I was like, man, you still looking great, man. It's like, man, the time off did me some good, just recharging the batteries. So to see Randy back, I'm sure we're going to see him do something special at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'm excited for SummerSlam. It's going to be going on in Cleveland, Ohio, and of course, we'll be covering all the action here on the home front. But Book, let's get to
let's just make sure we let everybody know you guys are going to be able to ride with us throughout the event of SummerSlam. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned to what's going on with Brad and I here on ESPN.
Yeah, absolutely. We're part of the ESPN family and got a big special coming up also for UFC 304. Might as well just throw that out there too while we're talking about it. So you want to check in with that. A couple huge fights going on that card, and we'll talk about that at a later day. But our next one comes from Marcus Craig.
Super sad.
I think Bayley is the baddest female in the game. I don't know in what perspective he's saying baddest, like as far as in-ring work, character, appearance. I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've always had Bayley high on my list as far as being that general, one that can go out in the ring and perform at the highest level with anybody in that square circle from a female perspective. I really believe that. That time that we lost Bayley, that was a huge loss for the women's division because Bayley was definitely on a roll. She was hot before she got knocked down for a second, but definitely I agree 100% as far as Bayley being one of the baddest in the game today. Let's just say that.
Now Bayley's awesome, man, and she's been able to evolve her character with the times. Like if she was still, you always say if I still had the high top fade and the mustache, I wouldn't be here today. No. Bayley, if she was still coming out to the tube men and wanting to hug everybody,
Bayley Bears,
get her out of here. You know what I mean? We would have returned on her. But then going to the heel Bayley, having her faction for a while, now back as kind of a mature baby face, it really has the crowd fully behind her. I'm a big fan of the work that Bayley's doing over there on SmackDown right now, and I couldn't think of a better person who I'd want as the quarterback of a women's division, especially somebody who's been so instrumental in helping change the women's division. If you go back to 2014, 2015, of course, with all the four horsewomen, her and Charlotte and and Mercedes and Becky. Yeah, of course, man. Bailey's awesome. Bailey's completely awesome. And we'll see what her and Nia Jax can put together at SummerSlam. And if it will indeed be Tiffy time, Tiffy time's got to come sometime.
It's got to happen quick.
Got to happen sometime. Might as well be the time to get Tiffy time.
I agree.
Because we can't have another WrestleMania without Tiffany Stratton on it. You know what I mean? That's what I feel, at least.
WrestleMania will be here before you know it.
It will be. It will be. You know what? So will our last segment, because I think we got to take a break.
Stick around, guys. In the Hall of Fame. Back in a minute.
Hey there, beach babes and beach bros. Are you ready to soak up the summer vibes and strut out with your ultimate beach bod? Well, good news, because our friends over at Manscaped have got you covered from head to toe.
Oh, yeah, Brad. We're talking about the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, the all-in-one grooming kit that's a total game changer for your summer look, man. With Manscaped, you're not just grooming, you're unlocking confidence you need to turn heads this beach season. Oh, yes.
That's right, Booker. And we're talking 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. And because you're listening to us, you get a special deal. 20% off plus free shipping with the code BOOKER at manscaped.com. Let's make this summer your smoothest one yet.
Man, let me tell you about the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This bad boy got a summer makeover. It's waterproof, perfect for those splashy pool parties and beach hangouts. And don't get me started with the Weed Whacker 2.0 for those pesky nose and ear hairs.
Oh, and after you trim, you've got to try the Crop Soother Ball Aftershave Lotion. Say goodbye to chafing and hello to comfort all day long. Plus, the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, absolute must-have for those hot, sunny days.
Hey, and don't forget, every purchase comes with a little extra free Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo. Talk about comfort and style that fits like a dream. You're gonna love it, I guarantee.
So what are you waiting for? Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BOOKER at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code BOOKER.
Yeah, the summer sun is here to stay, so trust Manscaped and keep you looking and feeling cool.
Jump on this deal, y'all, and stay groomed this summer with Manscaped. Your beach bod deserves the best.
Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. I know we got a few super chatters, man. Let's take care of it. Let's hit the super chatters, man.
All right. Eddie Kane Maine says Gaspar was robbed.
You know what? Gaspar was not robbed, okay? A robbery is something that happens, when somebody bring out a gat, all right, and take something from you. No, what happened with Gaspar was business, business that, he needs to understand that it's not about him. It's not about Gaspar. I tell you what, Gaspar got a shot. He got a chance at Summer Champions, all right? It's going down August 10th, all right? If Gaspar, is the guy that you think he is, you think he got robbed, maybe he could take back his property August 10th at Summer of Champions 10. How about that? How about we just do it the old-fashioned way? How about that? We put the old dukes up, square off in the middle of the square circle. Gaspar ain't crying, so why are you?
Okay. Hey, man, you didn't get hot about it. Jeez. Yeah, but Gaspar, since you just announced it here, Gaspar versus Edge Stone for the Reality of Wrestling Championship at the Summer of Champions with a special guest
My guy, Edge Stone. And you everybody out there know the stone don't crumble.
That's what they say.
All right?
That's what they say. Well, let's go to our next super chat here. Booker, this from Shayla. Booker, do you see Jey Uso winning his first singles title?
Of course. It's got to happen. They've like one of the most decorated tag team champions of all times. I told those guys that was going to happen. Jey right now is super duper hot. You got to put the rocket on him sooner or later. Jey is a guy that definitely could be the world champion one day, the way that people are looking at him right now. So I think to capitalize off of that, you have to put the title on him sooner or later because he's uber hot right now.
Yeah, he's super over, man. And whether that be, a top title like the world title or even the IC championship, a title that's eluded him throughout his career, the United States title, there's some options there in the WWE for Jey Uso. It's just about timing and making sure everything lines up just right. Music comes with our next super chat here. Book, you think you could take the Miz in golf? I saw him at the golf tournament at Lake Tahoe. I'm flying from Nevada to see Roe in August. Oh, hey, Music, man, we appreciate you coming from Nevada all the way to the H. But do you think you could take Miz in golf?
I don't know right now, man. Be honest, right now my game is probably really, really shaky. Haven't played in consistently in maybe a year and a half. Just because last year the summer was like really, really bad. I mean, we were in triple digits for a couple of months straight. Totally just kept me off the links. I'm dealing with a nagging knee injury right now that I've had for like 30 years. I just never got it fixed. And it's definitely nagging me like crazy. So he probably would wax me right now. But Brad has seen me in my day when I'm hot, when I'm on. At that point in time, I don't think he could beat me, but right now he probably could.
Yeah, no, Book when Book's on, Book's good, man. He's real good. When he has the hammer.
I got that hammer.
Hammer. Boom. Cali Toenails back again, says talking hard work. Damian Priest has been putting it in, but still catching it from people about his matches. What advice would you give to him before SummerSlam to flip the narrative?
I don't think I have to tell him anything, man. Damian's been doing a hell of a job. And what I appreciate with Damian is they've been letting him go out there and get the work done all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't had a lot of outside interference in his matches or anything like that. He's been going out there showing that he can compete, not compete, but perform at the highest level. If just given a chance. I think that's what Damian Priest has been looking for more than anything is a shot. And now he's gotten that shot. And I must say Damian Priest has done a damn good job being in that position because trust me, if you find yourself in that position and you're not moving the numbers or you're not doing the job properly, they're going to yank it off your ass in a heartbeat and they're going to go with somebody else. Trust me. I run a wrestling company myself. When it's not right, you know it, and you know it very, very quickly. What I see with Damian Priest is a guy who has been going through a growing, pretty much a growing stage. Like when he first got there, and then people wasn't really, I wouldn't say believing in him, but whether on the Damian Priest bandwagon, and then he jumped in with Judgment Day, and that seemed like that totally flipped the script. His comfort level just went up. Shot up through the roof, getting the briefcase. No one really saw that coming. But then, when he did get it, people say, okay, let's see if he cashes in. And then cashing in and have done, just like Callie said, a hell of a job. He's been putting in all the work. I give Damian Priest nothing but the utmost respect and credit for the job that he has done since becoming champion.
Boom. And then our final super chat comes from Joseph Morrison, who says,
Super chat.
Undertaker recently said on his podcast that the only wrestler's court he ever regretted doing was the one with Melina because she started crying and he felt that it went too far. You were there. What are your thoughts? Were you a prosecutor on that case?
I was prosecutor. Wait a minute. Co-prosecutor.
Co-counsel.
Yeah, I was co-counsel in that trial. And I tell you, man, a whole lot of Jack Daniels went down after that case, man. I remember going to the bar, just lining up shots. And, man, we had so many shots of Jack that night. It was such a great time. I remember the Boogeyman coming into court, and he had his damn hood on, his mask on. I'm like, bro, will you please take that off? We know who you are.
It's just us.
It was just us. It was just the boys. And he come in hooded up. And like, what are you doing? You know, we almost found him in contempt and put his ass in jail for a few hours. But no, man, we had so much fun that night, man. I don't know why Undertaker regretted.
Well, because he said that she started crying.
You know why? You know what? You know why? I think he regrets it because Melina, she's cool people.
Yeah.
She really is. I've run into her, you know, a few times at some of the conventions and whatnot. And I actually had a conversation with Melina the last time we was at one of the conventions, and I told her that she was the best damn worker of her era. She was truly the best. Truly the best. Did she have a dark side? Of course she did. But as far as being the best worker at that time in the company, nobody was better than Melina. Nobody. So I understand why Taker might feel that way, you know, this many years later.
I'd like to go back and watch more Melina's matches because, you know,
good.
of course, my memory of Melina, you know, when I was watching SmackDown when I was younger, was of course the entrance.
Of course,
that she had. I mean,
that
was my primary focus to make sure I made it for the entrance.
Yeah.
But I've
intro.
A hell of an intro. But you know, all jokes aside, of course, you know, I take it from you. I remember some Melina matches, but again, I haven't gone back and watched. So if you say she's the real deal, I can't wait to go watch some matches.
I wish Melina, you know, perhaps would have been in a different place at that time, because she truly would have went down as one of WWE's greatest women's wrestlers of all times. And I'm not just saying that. She was truly that damn good. And I hate that, you know, she didn't really get a chance to shine as bright as she should have.
Well, hey, man, we appreciate everybody for sending in those super chats. I can't do it today, but we'll see. We'll see y'all again later this week, and we'll have some more questions, I'm sure, that we can go over.
I want to thank y'all for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, Brad, for all the heavy lifting. Until next time, peace. We love you. We out.